Raji the rule guy. Raji leaned against the kitchen counter, arms crossed, glaring at Dad with an unmistakable attitude. Dad frowned, shaking his head. Raji, I'm telling you, go upstairs and reflect on your behavior. Raji scoffed. Why? You're the one with the problem. Dad's eyes narrowed. Excuse me? Mikey, seated at the kitchen table with a bowl of cereal, smirked. Oh, Raji. You're about to get it. Dad pointed toward the stairs. Go. Upstairs. Now. Rolling his eyes, Raji trudged toward the stairwell. Fine. Whatever. But before he even reached the second step, Dad's voice boomed. Raji! Come back downstairs. Now! Raji stopped, turning around, confused. What? I'm literally going upstairs like you said. Dad folded his arms. Not with that attitude, you're not. Fix it and then go upstairs. Raji groaned, dragging himself back to the living room. Okay. Whatever. What now? Dad glared at him. Fix your attitude. Raji groaned louder. My attitude is perfectly fine. Raji! Go back upstairs. Now! Once again, Raji stomped toward the stairs only to be summoned back down seconds later. This cycle repeated 10 more times, with Dad calling him back downstairs every time his attitude didn't meet Dad's standards. Meanwhile, Mikey was having the time of his life, watching the chaos unfold like a live-action sitcom. On the 11th summon, Raji slumped back into the living room, exhausted. Okay, fine. Yes, Dad. I'll go upstairs. Dad smiled. Now that's what I wanted to hear. Mikey whispered, Man, you broke faster than a cheap toy. Raji groaned. Worst day ever. Raji and Mikey, Raji the rule guy takes over. After Dad finally stopped summoning Raji up and down the stairs, Raji sat in his room, fuming. I'm so tired of people telling me what to do, he muttered to himself. First Dad, then teachers, and even Mikey thinks he's in charge sometimes. Mikey peeked into Raji's room. You still whining about Dad? Let it go, man. Raji stood up dramatically. No, Mikey. I'm done being bossed around. It's time for a change. Mikey raised an eyebrow. What kind of change? Raji grinned. I'm gonna make rules. My rules. Mikey smirked. This ought to be good. The New World Order. Raji spent the night writing down his master plan for a new global system. When he was done, he marched into the living room the next morning, holding a massive list of rules. Attention, everyone! Raji announced. From this moment forward, the world will follow my laws. Mom looked up from her coffee. Oh, this should be interesting. Dad frowned. What are you talking about, Raji? Raji cleared his throat. Rule number 1, the world will be split into 2 groups, boys and girls. Mikey grinned. Oh, this is getting spicy. Rule number 2. Raji continued. Boys will tell dads what to do, and moms will tell girls what to do. Mom raised an eyebrow. That seems chaotic. Rule number 3. Raji declared, his voice growing louder. School is banned forever for boys. Girls can keep going if they want. Mikey laughed so hard he nearly fell off the couch. You're banning school? Good luck explaining that to the government. It's foolproof, Raji said confidently. Dad sighed, rubbing his temples. Raji, this is the dumbest thing you've ever come up with. The backlash begins. Later that day, Raji tried to enforce his new rules. Dad, Raji said, crossing his arms. Make me a sandwich. Dad stared at him. Excuse me? Rule 2, Raji said smugly. Boys tell dads what to do now. Dad shook his head. I'm not following your ridiculous rules. Mikey leaned in. I'd like a sandwich too, Dad. Dad glared at both of them. Make your own sandwiches. Raji frowned. You're supposed to listen to me. Mom walked into the kitchen. So, when does this whole moms tell girls what to do thing start? Raji sighed. This isn't going as planned. The school ban fallout. By the next day, news of Raji's school ban had spread. Teachers, principals, and government officials were all confused and angry. Who even put Raji in charge? One teacher shouted during a meeting. Meanwhile, at home, Raji's own plan was falling apart. Mikey sat on the couch, holding a stack of homework. So, I'm banned from school now, huh? Yeah, Raji said confidently. You're welcome. Mikey grinned. Cool. Then I'm giving you all my homework to do. Raji blinked. Wait, what? You banned school for me, Mikey said, tossing his math book onto Raji's lap. So it's your job now. Raji groaned. This is not how I imagined it. A time war between 2025 and 2030. Raji was sitting on the couch, staring at his pile of homework, wondering where everything went wrong. Maybe I should just burn this pile and pretend none of this happened, he muttered. Mikey, sprawled across the other couch, snorted. Oh, yeah, that'll fix everything. Totally. Suddenly, the air in the living room shimmered. Raji froze. Mikey? Why is the air glowing? Before Mikey could answer, two figures emerged, one tall and stern, the other glowing with energy. Who are they? Raji whispered. The taller figure stepped forward, his face serious. I am 2025. The year you live in. Raji blinked. Wait, the year is. Talking to me? Yes, 2025 replied, pointing at Raji. And I'm here to tell you you messed up. Big time. Mikey burst into laughter. Oh, this just keeps getting better. 2025's accusations. 2025 paced the living room, glaring at Raji. Your ridiculous rules have thrown the timeline into chaos. Raji gulped. Chaos? Yes. 2025 shouted. By banning school for boys and splitting the world into boys and girls, you've created a future where nobody knows how to do basic math or communicate properly. Mikey grinned. Sounds about right. Raji groaned, covering his face. I didn't mean to mess up the future. Too late, 2025 said firmly. You've already ruined everything. The consequences are irreversible. Suddenly, the glowing figure stepped forward, raising a hand. That's enough, 2025, the figure boomed. Everyone stared as the new figure glared at 2025 with fiery determination. And who are you supposed to be? Raji asked. The figure smiled warmly. I'm 2030. And I'm here to get your back. 2030 defends Raji. 2030 turned to 2025, his glowing presence radiating strength. The future isn't ruined because of Raji's rules. If anything, it's more creative now. 2025 scoffed. Creative? More like chaotic. Raji whispered to Mikey, so? The years are fighting now? Mikey shrugged. Makes sense, honestly. 2030 stepped closer to 2025. You're focusing too much on logic and order. The world needs a little chaos to thrive. Thanks to Raji's rules, kids are learning to adapt and think outside the box. 2025 crossed his arms. Really? Adapt? Without basic skills like math and teamwork? Exactly, 2030 said proudly. They're inventing new methods for survival. They don't need school, they're rebuilding wild creative futures because of Raji's rules. Raji blinked. Wait, so I actually did something good? 2030 smiled at him. You gave people an excuse to break old patterns and embrace new ones. It wasn't perfect, but it was bold. Mikey whispered, bold in the sense of completely breaking reality, yeah. The years clash. Suddenly, 2025 and 2030 started arguing louder and louder until the living room filled with bright flashes of light and echoing voices. I'm telling you, chaos is dangerous. 2025 yelled. And I'm telling you, chaos is growth. 2030 fired back. Raji and Mikey ducked behind the couch as the two figures clashed, their energy sending furniture sliding across the room. This is insane. Raji shouted. Mikey laughed. It's also kind of awesome. Finally, 2025 and 2030 froze, turning to Raji. You need to decide, 2025 said. Do you want to fix your rules and restore order? Or keep the chaos and create new possibilities? 2030 added. Raji gulped. Can I just not choose anything? No, both years said simultaneously. Raji's decision. After a long moment of thought, Raji stood up. Okay. I'll tweak the rules. I won't ban school completely, just make it optional for boys, so they can choose their path. And I won't split the world into boys and girls. People can do whatever they want. 2025 nodded approvingly. That's more balanced. 2030 smiled warmly. Still bold. I respect it. The years shook hands, their energy fading as they slowly disappeared into the air. Good luck, Raji, 2025 said before vanishing. Keep being bold, 2030 added with a wink. The aftermath. Mikey sat on the couch, grinning. Well, that was wild. Raji sighed. I think I need a nap. You need more than a nap, Mikey said. You need a whole new life. Raji groaned. Worst week ever. And with that, peace returned until Dad's voice echoed through the house again. Raji! Come downstairs. Now! Raji collapsed onto the floor. I'm never escaping this.